afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Lady Beaverbrook Gymnasium, ACAA The Pit, here at the foot of the hill on the campus of the University of Brunswick and St. Thomas University. I'm Bill Gibson. You are watching ACAA TV and Tommy's TV on YouTube. This game will be men's basketball featuring the home court St. Thomas Tommies playing their first home court game in 97 days, all the way back to November 14th, taking on the UKC Blue Devils. Be their first action since a December 4th loss at Holland College. Holland College absolutely on fire in that one. 15 three-pointers made versus only 3 for UKC. Won't say the score, but it was a bit lopsided. The Tommies, after that November 14th victory over UMBSJ, went at those same Holland College Hurricanes November 20th. Lost by 13. November 26th at Mount A, came out with a win. And they had the rust knocker last weekend after the long delay against the Crandall University Chargers in Moncton on the road. Tight game, but they came away with a 76-71 victory. Alman Dervisevic, 21 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals, including 9 points in the decisive fourth quarter for St. Thomas. Gaio Isaiah, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Owen Amos, 11 points. Ted Braden, 8 points, 9 rebounds. Braden, who just after the women's game, the Tommies won against UKC this afternoon, picked up the Francis Farrington Memorial Scholarship. Brett Curtis, 18 points, and Colby Lawrence, a 16-16 double-double points and rebounds for the Chargers in that one. These two teams have played once before, November 6th at UKC. St. Thomas was up 9 at the start of the fourth, lost by 4, 77-73. Gaio Isaiah, 26 points in that one. Alman Dervisevic, 10 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. Tommies, who are up 4 with 1:30 to go, saw Jaden Norden make 2 shots. Conference leading scorer, Jaden Norden, 23 points per game. Made shots with 42 and 14 seconds left. Both of those gave UKC leads. That last one, a lead they would not relinquish even to a tie. Norden with 20 points, 4 assists, and 5 steals in that one. And it was Josh Crocker, 14 points, all 14 in the fourth quarter. Big difference in that game. Plus 11 free throws made by UKC. Get the starters now for UKC. 4 is Xavier Buckley. 5 is Dali Lombardi. 7, Ilya Kurbanov. 11, Jaden Norden. And 12 is Javon Jande. 4, 5, 7, 11, and 12, the starters for UKC. Starters for the St. Thomas Tommies, number 3, 6'1" guard out of Markham, Ontario, Vincent Littleton. Gaio Isaiah, number 6, 6'3" wing in his second year out of FHS. Owen Amos out of the Miramichi Valley High, 6'3" forward, number 10. Jeffrey Lavoie, third year out of Ecole Secondaire Bernice Desloges in Ottawa, 6'4" forward, number 13. And Ted Braden, a 6'7" center, in his second year out of Ottawa, the 5 starters for the Tommies. Conspicuous by his absence. And a scratch today. Little something nagging. Alman Dervisevic, not in the lineup this afternoon. Ball is tossed up. That was Mr. Todd Messer. He is joined by Mr. Wilton and Mr. Maxwell in this one. Mr. Maxwell drawing double duty, just officiated the women's game before this one. Threw me off a little bit, most of the women's game, with, say, late whistles, or what seemed to be late whistles, after the play had stopped. So I was a bit confused on some of the calls until he made them. Isaiah off the rim, rebound by Braden. Braden puts it up and gets the first two for St. Thomas. The long arms of Ted Braden secure the board. Tommy's coming with pressure early. Amos, Littleton, and Isaiah pressuring for the Tommies. That's Buckley. Norden, number 11 now with the ball. Drives on Braden. Braden looked to corral that rebound, but it is knocked out by Norden. We played 45 seconds here in the opening quarter. Tommy's in the UKC Blue Devils. Coming into this one, the Blue Devils, 3 and 5, 6 points. Good for 5th place, ahead of 2 and 6 Mount St. Vincent, and 0 and 8 UMBSJ. Braden again on the offensive glass. That one is blocked, big block away by the 6'3" Dali Lombardi. It'll stay Tommy's ball, 13 on the shot clock. So the 3 and 6 UKC Blue Devils against the 6 and 2 and in second place St. Thomas Tommies. Already mentioned one of the Tommies' losses coming on the road, and a come from behind win by this Blue Devil team as Jeffrey Lavoie gets off here early for 2. The other loss for the Tommies against the 8-0 and in first place Holland College Hurricanes on the road. We'll talk later about the remaining schedule for both these teams. That Holland College team ranked 3rd in the country in this one. St. Thomas Tommies up a spot this week from 10 to number 9. Everyone trailing, of course, the VIU Mariners, who are in first out of the Pac West. Foul on Dali Lombardi. Lombardi out of Japan, number 5. Third year of American school in Bangkok. On the line is Lavoie. Lavoie averages 13 points, 4.8 rebounds a game. Shoots it at a 75% clip from the free throw line. You'd never know it from that one. Ran into the Tommies team a couple teams in the last couple weeks. Looks like we're going to have a reshoot here. Lavoie will shoot it one more time. That one certainly looks more like a 75% free throw shooter. Go back and look, folks. ACAA, check out that box score from the Chargers game last week. Lavoie, 0 points, 5 fouls in only 5 minutes of action. Not certainly what the Tommies and Tommies fans are used to seeing out of Jeffrey Lavoie in that Chargers game. Told me when I asked him, he just forgot how to play basketball over those long layoff, 70-some days between games for the Tommies. Of course, 97 between home games. Said he was hoping it was only going to be a one-game thing, and he'd remember to play here over this next week or so. Certainly looking better already on the offensive end with 3 points on the board. Xavier Buckley on the line. Buckley shoots it at a 75% clip as well. But no surprise that if something like free throw shooting, even after all the practice, is not spot on. Saw in the volleyball I covered last weekend here, Tommy women, a bit rusty on the serves were both teams, due in large fact to the long layoff. Owen Amos gets his own offensive rebound. Braden had it for a moment, but it's taken away by Xavier Buckley. Buckley guarded by Isaiah into the front court. Knocked away by Isaiah, but Buckley retains. That's Jande. Norden, silky smooth for 3. 5-4 Tommies in the early going. Lavoie, he's got a lane. Pass was too hot to handle for Ted Braden. Handling in the backcourt, that's Buckley, guarded by Isaiah. Lombardi. Jande. Looking inside for Norton. Now on the spin, Kurbanov puts UKC in front by 1. Littleton calls the offense. Braden in the post. Good cut for Littleton. Vincent Littleton, first year out of Markham, finishes on the nice pass from Braden. Braden averages nearly 3 assists a game, something you wouldn't expect out of the big man. Over 8 points, over 8 boards, nearly 3 assists for Ted Braden on average. That's a nice pass from Lavoie for Braden, but it's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to go on Lombardi. Up off the bench, Josh Crocker, number 13, 6'2" shooting guard, second year out of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia, and Riverview Rural. And into the game for the Tommies, Tyrese Paul, number 4. Lavoie on the catch and shoot. Back rim taken away by Jande. Norton right to the rack. Rebound Braden. Isaiah, he's going to go whole, and he's going to score. Littleton looking for the steal. Long arms does Littleton. Gonna have a blocking foul. That's gonna go on Norton, I believe. It is Norton, number 11. Beautiful uniforms do the UKC Blue Devils, but those numbers on the front, a bit tough to read, some of them to discern from my distance. So I'll be a little bit slow on some of the UKC numbers. Lavoie for 3, good. Rebound Lavoie. Nearly loses a handle, but it's Braden out of the corner. Littleton. Littleton's going to step out of bounds. On the call there is Maxwell. Kurbanov will inbound. Taken away by the Tommies. Isaiah has a lane right to the hole again. Looked for the dunk, but couldn't get it quite up over the rim. Coach Hickey says, that's okay, do it again. Except maybe finish. I don't think he wants quite a carbon copy, but the same type of defensive effort and same rim attack. Rebound to Littleton. Braden on the nice catch and can't finish. Jande on the board. Buckley to the front court. Taken away by the Tommies. Paul out in front of everyone. Tyrese Paul lays it in for 2. Timeout UKC as the Tommies reel off a couple of quick ones to go up by 8, 14-6 here in the first quarter. You can bet they're looking to avenge that loss at UKC. And of course, You can forget everything I told you at the first of the year about the ACAA tournament being here to end the season, and this is where everything would end up. There is no longer an ACAA tournament. Instead, a new playoff format. There'll be a playoff week. I want to say it's the week of the week containing March 12th, whatever those fall on. Volleyball and basketball, lots of playoffs that week. Same format, except there'll be a play-in game, as I understand things, between the bottom two teams, 6 and 7 for the 6th seed. And then it will be 3 and 6 at the home of the 3rd place finisher, 4 and 5 at the home of the 4th place finisher. 1 and 2 on to the semifinals, which they will host against the winners of those games. So seeding definitely matters. Tommy's right now in 2nd. Want to at least stay there. Holland College Hurricanes and their high-octane offense haven't lost yet. So Tommy's would, even with a game left against the Hurricanes, need some help from some others in the conference, even if they were to win out, which is not all a foregone conclusion. 3 games remaining, including this one here. They're all tough in the ACAA. They would need help to take over the 1st seed. They would need that that Hurricanes team to lose. Hurricanes, I had a look at their schedule. It's tough down the stretch. In addition to coming here, if I recall correctly, they also play Crandall and a home and home with Mount A. Mount A, by the way, defeated Crandall this afternoon in the only other action ongoing. Well, one of the other ongoing actions, 74-54, to move both of those teams to 5 and 4, tied for 3rd place. Ben Duell off the bench for the Tommies. Buckley on the handle, guarded by Duell. Jande with the 16-footer taken away by Tyrese Paul. Paul into the front court for Lavoie. Lavoie sees that red paint and goes right there. Lavoie and Duell on the pressure. Braden kick to the corner. Driving and missing, but looking for the foul were UKC. On the drive. Was number 13, Josh Crocker. Owen Amos checks in, Jeffrey Lavoie to the bench. So Isaiah with the handle now with Ben Duell in the backcourt. Amos, Paul, and Braden in the front court. Tyrese Paul. Didn't get rim on that one, but it's knocked away by Xavier Buckley off of Ben Duell. Smart play by Buckley. Buckley into the front court for Norden. Foul on the drive. I think that's going to go on Ted Braden. No, instead it goes on Tyrese Paul. That will be Tyrese's first. 3rd foul for the Tommies, 3:11 to go, as they're plus 11 on UKC in the return to action for this Blue Devil team. They were supposed to travel, I guess they still will. Oh, I'm not sure what's going on. That's a question I didn't ask. Explain myself here a little bit. UKC down the highway tomorrow to play UNBSJ on the men's side. Might have got ahead of myself when I said in the women's game the UKC would board the bus and head back to Halifax. I'm not sure if the UKC women will do that and split ways with the UKC men or if they're traveling on one bus. Some COVID problems in the UMBSJ Seawolf women's program. So the UKC at UMBSJ women's game off tomorrow. The men's game is on. Roundabout explanation to say I didn't ask enough questions. Norden on the drive, spin, guarded by Braden. That's going to go through. Going to be a foul on Ted Braden. As I said off the top, and this is not necessarily a criticism of Mr. Maxwell, that the whistle seems to come from him after the play, so just a different timing than some of the other officials seem to. As soon as the foul happens, the whistle goes. He seems to let the play finish and then makes the call. Not sure which is correct, but it's confused me a bit in the women's game, and that was another example right there. Good defense by Isaiah on the driving Blue Devil. Kurbanoff on the rebound, now on the drive, looks for the reverse. Rejected by Ted Braden. Ben Duell comes away with it, then loses the handle. He says it was knocked away by Jaden Norden. Official right there says, no sir, it was not. It was last off of Ben Duell. Officials are conferring a little bit, but it looks like it's going to stay that way. Yeah, we are staying that way. I was watching the officials and wasn't watching the subs. 10 is Mitchell Rutledge is into the game for the UKC Blue Devils. That's Norden with the ball. 14 on the screen is Corson O'Rourke. And that's O'Rourke on the finish. Ben Duell. Owen Amos for three. Back rim, rebound. Kurbanov. For Norden. Guarded by Isaiah. Was Crocker on the take. Rebound to the Tommies. Amos for Isaiah. Ben Duell, Vince Littleton. Number 0 is Harrison Florian, who's checked in for the Tommies. Looking for the pick and roll action with Littleton. Broken up by the Blue Devils. Kurbanoff from the corner. That three rims out. Rebound, Ben Duell. Littleton. Littleton's going to look to push. He's creative in the open court. Stopped up there. That was something we saw from him in the first half. Littleton picked up a few offensive fouls. By first half, I mean first half of the season, not first half of this game. And there he has shown that he's learned a little bit not to be quite so aggressive and draw the charge call against him. Just got into the key and then stopped. But he does pick up the foul on that one. Checking back in for is Buckley. Liam Benza, I believe, his first action of the game for UKC. Lavoie is in for Littleton. Evan Villain, number 9, off the bench for St. Thomas. So 0 is Harrison Florian, 10, Owen Amos. 9 is Evan Villain. 6, Gaio Isaiah, and 13, Jeffrey Lavoie. Some water spilled on the Tommy sideline. We'll wipe that up. 10 is Mitchell Rutledge for UKC. On the line is 14, Corson O'Rourke. 4 is Xavier Buckley. 13 is Josh Crocker. And on the far side is number 8, Liam Benza. So we've got the Mr. Clean out, toweled up the Tommy sideline after the water spill. Second free throw here. Coming up for Corson O'Rourke, makes the second. Under a minute to play here, quarter number 1, Tommy's +6. Isaiah in the front court. Amos. Now Villain. Villain on the sideline. Benza inbounds for Buckley. Fancy dribble from Buckley. Crossed over Villain. Missing the three-pointer was Crocker. Benza will inbound against Lavoie. Had the hot hand for the Tommies in the early going of this quarter. That's Buckley. Behind the back dribble, O'Rourke. Little spark plug off the bench has been Corson O'Rourke. Under 10 in the quarter. Tommy's put up the three. It is Evan Villain out of the Miramichi, connecting from deep. That shot will not count. Did not get it off in time at the buzzer. Didn't have a hope of going in anyway. So at the end of the first quarter, it is the 9th-ranked St. Thomas Tommies 20. The visiting UKC Blue Devils, in their first action in 77 days, 13. We'll take a quick break. Be back in about a minute with action from quarter number 2. The whistle is wetted, and we're back here for second quarter action. Men's basketball, Tommies, and UKC Blue Devils. Look ahead for the remaining schedule for both of these teams. Tomorrow, I believe it's still a 2 p.m. start. UKC men at UMBSJ, but check the time on that one with that women's game being canceled. They may adjust the start time of that one. Then they have 2 at home. On February 27th, they will host the Mount A Mounties at 4. And on Saturday, March 5th, they will host the Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. A little battle of Halifax that will also go at 4. For the Tommy men, the Mystics, who are playing at UMBSJ this afternoon, will make the trek. And it sounds like it might be a snowy trek through some snow squalls. The hour or so up Highway 7 from St. John to Fredericton. Play the Tommy men tomorrow at 3. Tommies will go at UNBSJ 3 o'clock next Saturday the 26th. And a game that doesn't show up on the ACAA schedule, but I assume it does exist, is Saturday the 5th, where they will play the Holland College Hurricanes here at 4 p.m. start. Lavoie picks up the loose ball and lays it in. So 3 games left on the schedule for each of these teams, including 2 at home for each. Folks, get out and support these athletes if you can. If not, right here, ACAA TV has all of the action. That's taken away by the Tommies. Lavoie to the front court. Lavoie crosses over, kicks it outside. Ben Duel for 3. That's good. Buckley out of the backcourt against Duel. Uses the O'Rourke screen and another screen. Didn't get anywhere. That's Crocker inside for O'Rourke. Buckley on the outside, 3 to shoot. He gets to the paint. Rebound taken away by Owen Amos. Amos for Evan Villain. He lost the handle going through the key. Probably a good thing because he was close to a travel. Buckley gets the body from Owen Amos. Easy call there for the official. Braden and Isaiah look to be checking in for the Tommies. Kurbanoff and Norden, 7 and 11 for UKC. Buckley on the line. And on the make for the first. Miss on the second, rebound to Lavoie. Might have got a little pop in the chin there, but comes away with the rebound. Amos tees it up. Not quite in rhythm. Maybe a little too much time there on that. Sneaky move by Norden with a nice pass inside for Corson O'Rourke. Having a nice little first half here for UKC is O'Rourke. Villain doesn't use the screen but finds space. Pass inside Braden. Isaiah drives baseline. Little tricky dribble but off his own knee. Out of bounds. That will go to UKC. Tyrese Paul in for Owen Amos. And a timeout called by Coach Hickey on the Tommy sideline. Tommy's +9, 25-16. Get this in while I can. Take the opportunity, a little personal thank you to the healthcare workers here in the Fredericton area for all that they do every day, but particularly over the last week or so. My brother spending some time in hospital. And big thanks to the crew up there for the care they've given him over the last week and a half or so. He'll be headed down the highway to St. John. On a holiday Monday, a little procedure happening down there for him as well. He's probably not watching. He's probably resting up. At least I hope so. But always thinking about your brother. And thanks to the healthcare workers keeping you well over the last week or so. Timeout is over. UKC ball inbounding in the backcourt. Norden's going to be the primary handler now, it appears. Kurbanoff, one dribble and picked it up, guarded by Tyrese Paul. Nearly fell over. Got it to Benza, and that is Norden, who tried the step back three. Corson O'Rourke attacking the glass, but it is the Tommies coming away with it. Lavoie into the paint. Little back over the shoulder shot is no good, and Corson O'Rourke on the rebound. Said his name a lot here in the first half, at least when I've been able to say it correctly. Isaiah with the pressure. Follow the bouncing ball. Tommy's come away with it. Isaiah gets in the air. One official there had the block. I believe the baseline official was going to call the charge, but it is the block called first. Not sure it was going to be a charge from the baseline official. Just kind of looked like he was gearing up for the charge call. Vio Isaiah to the line. He's good on 2 out of 3 on average, 67%. Every time I give the percentage, it's a jinx. Isaiah averaging 17.4 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. Shooting nearly 50% from the field as well. Great addition to this Tommy squad. Brings a lot of excitement to the floor as well. High level of intensity. Littleton ahead for Lavoie. Now Isaiah again. Nice pass inside for Jeffrey Lavoie. Great body control by Gaio Isaiah. Good passing play by the Tommies. Norden on the outside. O'Rourke on the screen. Nice cut there for Kurbanoff and great finish on the beautiful assist from Jaden Norden. Perfect timing on the cut. Paul on the miss. Rebound does go to the UKC Blue Devils. Jaden Norden. That's O'Rourke again. Paul cleans up the glass. Littleton on the outside. Five to shoot. It's Paul. Squared the feet, had a good look. Foul's going to go on Ted Braden. Braden says, hey, he was grabbing my jersey. Couldn't go where I wanted to go. I had no choice. Braden will go off with his second. Harrison Florian is in. Florian will check Javon Jande, number 12. Tommies are settled into good help defense by Tyrese Paul. Littleton for Florian. Florian looks for the reverse. He's going to draw a foul. Wasn't the finish I expected from Harrison Florian. Going on the reverse, drew the foul. Once that freight train gets going downhill, didn't expect it to be agile enough to jump the tracks to the other side of the rim. Going to give credit there to Derek Wilson, trainer who works with this team. Seen them a few times over in the last couple weeks in Derek's facility on the north side of Fredericton. A lot of agility training. And of course, good work by Florian to get himself back in basketball shape after a year or two away from the game to come back and play this year. Paul for Lavoie. Littleton puts up the three. No Tommies there on the rebound. Norden comes out of the pack with it, but picked off by the hustling Lavoie. It was a look-ahead pass for Lombardi, who was all by himself. Paul for Isaiah. In the post for Paul against Norden in the spin move. Tyrese Paul, everything but the kiss off the glass. It's one Tyrese will be seeing all evening long. The spin move off the glass, he couldn't quite finish. Littleton turns on the afterburners for Isaiah. Isaiah goes off glass for two. And it is timeout, UKC Blue Devils. Coach Stevenson jumping up and getting to the scores table quickly on that one. He's sensing a little momentum swing here. And I don't necessarily say getting outworked, but I will say they were outquicked a couple times for the Blue Devils in this last couple minutes of action. Spoke to Coach Stevenson, first-year coach. His first time coaching in this facility. He's excited for that opportunity. And I chatted a bit about some of the games and all the stories this building could tell. Of course, the longtime home of the UNB men's and women's basketball program after they moved into the sparkling Curry Center across the parking lot. Home now to the Tommy's program. Tommy's used to play at the top of the hill, which is closer actually to the main buildings of the STU campus. In the South Gym, that building was just razzed here in the fall, no longer exists on the campus. And of course, this building that we're in here now houses the pool downstairs, and much talk here in the capital city about how to replace an aging pool, which would certainly mean something for the long-term fate of this building and this court. All of those things beyond my scope. However, good little segue through a timeout. 30-18. Tommy's in front. Jaden Norden, leading conference scorer, guarded by Gaio Isaiah. Isaiah has been giving him fits all afternoon and nearly had the steal there. Buckley on the loose ball. That's Ethan Brownsey inside. And getting the four-wheel drive on that one as it rolls over the rim was Ilya Kurbanov as he brings UKC back within 10. Paul, one dribble goes nowhere, but has Lavoie. Lavoie in the post. Little awkward looking shot from Lavoie kind of over his shoulder, but the loose ball tracked down by the Tommies and Tyrese Paul. Lavoie short on the three, rebound Norden. Kurbanov on the far side, back to Norden. Can't leave him open. Instead, he's going to go inside and look for Ethan Brownsey. Brownsey on the finish. Brownsey, a first-year center, 6'6" out of Victoria, BC, and St. Michael University School. Doesn't look 6'6", standing next to Harrison Florian, who's a bit taller at 6'7". Kurbanov against Lavoie. That's going to roll in. Timeout, Coach Hickey. Momentum swinging back the other way as Kurbanov implores the Blue Devils. Raise up the energy here, boys. And instead, it will be Coach Hickey calling the timeout. Throwing the wet blanket over the momentum of the Blue Devils. Tommy's +6. They led by 10 just a short moment ago. Folks, with the change of restrictions, back to full capacity here at the gym. Of course, it is not full. We're great to see it full here tomorrow afternoon, 1 and 3. Women and men, Mount St. Vincent University, Mystics in town. On the women's side, that will be a battle for first place between two ranked teams. Mystics, if I have my numbers correct, 4th in the country. The Tommies 10th. In a battle for first on the women's side. Men's action. The 9th ranked Tommy men against the unranked Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. They will take the floor at 3. Come on down if you can. Support the athletes. That women's game, I'm excited for that one. That will be high-paced. And, of course, the men's games, as is this one, always tight and competitive. No easy draws or no sure things on the schedule for anybody. Florian with the foul and finish off the glass. Foul will go, I believe, on Brownsey, 24. Goes on Josh Crocker, number 13. It's going to be his first, team's second of the quarter. 2:15 to go. Doesn't look like we're going to get the bonus on either side here unless there's a flurry of fouls in the last couple minutes of play in quarter 2. Tommy's now +9 after that three-point traditional way by Florian. Norden fouled by Isaiah on the shot. Will be shooting 2. Mitchell Rutledge, number 10, checks in for UKC. Kurbanoff out. Isaiah with his second foul will go to the bench in favor of Ben Duell. Wouldn't be surprised if Coach Hickey rides Ben Duell in favor here for the final 2 minutes to protect Isaiah from getting his third foul. Jande ready to check in for UKC. Was a miss on the first for Norden, makes the second. Jande for Brownsy. Jande, second-year forward, GW Graham secondary in Chilliwack. I love Chilliwack, one of my favorite places I've visited. It's only there for a short time, for a work trip. In fact, not even overnight. That's going to be a foul on Florian on the rebound action. Chilliwack, beautiful place. Happened to be making a visit to RCMP's Pacific Region Training Center, PRTC, in Chilliwack when I was out there. Shout out to the folks out in Chilliwack who may be watching along in this one. Outside, that is Jande. Now back for Norden, 7 on the shot clock. Missing from outside is Buckley. Rebound tied up. Buckley and Duell, possession arrow UKC. And they will inbound trailing by 8 with 1:22 to go here in the first half. Norden on the miss. Duell on the rebound. Paul runs some interference for Duell, and we're into the front court. Buckley a little too aggressive. Buckley picks up his second. 1:04 to go, first half. Tommy's +8. Lavoie on the spin. Lavoie draws the foul. That's going to go on Mitchell Rutledge, number 10. Lavoie has been Tasmanian Devil-like getting to the bucket here. Whirling around. Hasn't always looked traditional, but he's been getting the ball to the rim. Open scoring fairly early here for the Tommies. Hasn't quite seen the same success since. But he has been bowling to the rim, picked up a foul there, and will make this second free throw. No, he will not. My eyes must be off, folks. That's a few times today that I was sure the ball was going in from my vantage point up here. Of course, sometimes the angles from up high in this gym play little tricks on you, and I've been wrong. I'm sure it'll happen again, maybe even before this half is over. Paul to the front court. Duell looking for the pass. Jande deflected away. That is Villain. Villain's going to draw. Thought he was going to draw a foul there, but it's on a drive. Miss taken away by UKC. Good defense by Jande to stop that drive. Kick to the corner behind the basketball backboard. The shot there was Crocker. Into the front court. Again, it's Lavoie bowling to the rim. Drawing a block. UKC bench wanted a charge. That foul goes on number 12, Javon Jande. And Lavoie will go back to the line, where he's a 75% free throw shooter coming into this one. Makes the second. Under 10 to go here in the first half. Norden puts up the long three, had lots of time left on the clock. And the shot at the buzzer is rejected by Ben Duell. That was Xavier Buckley on the block. Not sure the UKC coaching staff will be really happy with the execution there in the last 15 seconds. They got 2 shots off, but you can't think that a 28-foot three-pointer with about 5 seconds to go was option number 1. Lucky to track down the rebound, but that was rejected. Have to think that'll be a point of discussion at some point in this upcoming week. Score at halftime, St. Thomas Tommies 34, the UKC Blue Devils 25. I'm Bill Gibson. We're going to take about a 15-minute break and be back with half number 2. Good evening, fans, and welcome back to the Lady River Rook Gymnasium. Men's basketball, St. Thomas Tommies 34, UKC Blue Devils 25 at half. So the Tommies with a 7-point lead after one, increase it to 9 after two. A long layoff between games here. Some gremlins with the printer, so no opportunity to get a printout of stats at halftime. So I can't update you on who the scorers were. One thing I can update you on, other action in ACAA play today. Mount A plus 20 at Crandall, 74-44. Pardon me, 74-54, that would be plus 20. Sometimes they're good at math, sometimes not. And down Highway 7 in St. John, Mount St. Vincent University Mystics with a 3-point victory, 74-71, over the UMBSJ Seawolves. Leaves the Seawolves winless. That scares the living daylights out of me if I've got UMBSJ on my schedule left, and the Tommies do. There's a lot of talent on that team. Those outside shooters get hot. And they get desperate looking for a first victory of the season. Scary stuff, I think, coming for somebody. Do not be surprised to see that UMBSJ team knock somebody off before the end of the year. But that Mount St. Vincent Mystics team, they will come here tomorrow afternoon. Women at 1, showdown of the top two teams in the conference, two ranked teams in the country. Men at 3, get here if you can. If not, ACAA TV. I'll be back with the call tomorrow. Tommies Lavoie inside for Isaiah. He's going to draw the foul against Buckley. Buckley's third. Xavier Buckley, first-year point guard out of Citadel High in Halifax. Tough catch by Lavoie over Kurbanoff. Littleton scores 2. Norden now being guarded by Owen Amos for the Tommies. Tommies go with a little different look on Norden here to start the second half. And Norden turns on the Jets, goes by Amos, draws a foul on one of the Tommies looking to help. Foul goes on Lavoie. We'll send Norden to the line. Conference leading scorer. Felt like he had a quiet first half. Again, without the ability to get a printout of stats. Can't say for sure. Lavoie, Amos, Littleton, Isaiah. He's got baseline. Good strong take by Gaio Isaiah. He thought he was going to pick up the foul, but he gets it to go off glass. Kurbanoff on the leak out ahead of Lavoie. Lavoie fouls him, helps him up. Lavoie picks up 2 quick fouls here to start the second half. So it is 5 Lombardi, 4 Buckley, 11 Jande, 11 Norden, 12 Jande. Number 7, Kurbanoff for UKC. Here in the second half. The Tommies back to their starters. Littleton. Isaiah, who has the ball now. Amos, Braden, and Lavoie. Littleton, he's going to drive baseline, look for the spinner. It's going to be called an offensive foul. Coach Hickey says, I don't agree with that call being on the offensive end. I was blocked by a fan coming in there just momentarily, so I did not see that one. However, the referee was right on top of the play. Kurbanoff to the corner. That is a three-pointer made by Lombardi. Cuts the lead to 7. Braden in the post, passes out to Amos. Littleton for Amos. Tommy's working around the outside. Lavoie takes a shot on the handoff from Braden, misses the three, out of bounds. That's going to be off of Norden. Owen Amos far side. Inside Braden, tough catch, good shot. It doesn't go. Braden lucky not to get the over the back foul on that rebound play. Comes away with the offensive board. Averages over 8 boards a game. Littleton is going to be fouled by Buckley. That might be 4 on Buckley. Not up on the board yet. Yes, it is 4 on Buckley. Josh Crocker, number 13, checks in. Crocker, second-year shooting guard out of Albert Bridge, Nova Scotia. Don't know where Albert Bridge is. I'll have to look that one up. Braden with a nice tap to the corner for Isaiah. Lavoie, 2 to shoot. Isaiah has to cock one up. That goes off the stanchion support. Cable over top, out of bounds. Referee's on top of that one. Trailing by 7, UKC ball. Norden now guarded by Isaiah. Jande for Kurbanoff. Foul on the reach on Littleton. Gets Ben Duell off the bench. It's going to be 4 on Littleton. So Littleton and Buckley, one player on each side with 4 fouls. Foul trouble both. Starting point guards. That's Crocker. Gets the 3 to roll over the front rim. Makes it a 4-point game. Lavoie, he's going to spin again. That's a nice, nicer looking move that time. A little more under control is Lavoie on that spin move than a couple we saw in the first half. Jande with the fake. Good hands by Amos to deflect that pass. Headed for Lombardi in the corner. Norden on the inbound catch. Crocker guarded by Lavoie. Crocker with the pull under and rip through. Braden on the defensive board. Duell. Threw that one way too high for Lavoie. Lavoie would have needed the go-go gadget legs to get that one. Norden now looking more aggressive here in the second half. Nice feed inside for Javon Jande. And we're now back to a 4-point game. Duell for Braden. Braden on the spin. Nice move by Ted Braden. High arcing shot and gets that to finish. Coach Hickey coaching, I believe, Owen Amos on defensive position as they go up the floor. Kurbanoff. That's Crocker. inside, off a couple feet, but it is back in the hands of UKC, and now it's the arms of Ted Braden. Lavoie, he's going to stop, go off glass. Nice move there on the hesitation by Jeffrey Lavoie. Norden on the spin. Norden takes the three. Duel on the board. Isaiah for Lavoie. Lavoie stepped out of bounds. Coach Hickey, I think, doesn't like which official called that play. This one on the baseline instead of the one on the sideline. Lavoie on the steal for Isaiah. He drives. He's going to draw a foul. It's going to be on Javon Jande. Gaio Isaiah will go to the line. Out of Fredericton High by way of St. FX in the AUS. I believe was Gaio's first stop out of FHS. Great addition here to this Tommy program. A lot of players try the AUS route. Some make the decision to come ACAA, where they may end up with more time on the floor than they would in an AUS program. Lots of personal decisions there. Braden had position in the low post, good catch, but couldn't finish on the turnaround shot. Tommy's +7. Norden on the drive. Foul's going to go on Ted Braden, number 15, with a block. Corson O'Rourke, second year out of Riverview Rural in Sydney. So that would tell me that Josh Crocker, also out of Riverview Rural. Albert Bridge must also be in the Sydney area. In Cape Breton. Did a trip around Cabot Trail this fall. Don't recall coming across Albert Bridge, but very well could have in my travels. Not entirely sure. Lavoie, step back from the post. No good, but it's Braden on the board. He's really good on the offensive glass. Can't get that one to go, and there he is on the offensive glass again. That one blocked. That's Lavoie coming down with it. His doesn't go, but it's Lavoie again. Tommy's with 4 attempts. Finally get one to go. Working the offensive boards is St. Thomas. It's going to be a reach foul on Ted Braden. That's going to be his 4th. Some foul trouble here now for the Tommies. Florian was already ready to check in for him. We'll see an extended look here, I would guess, of Harrison Florian in this one. So now 2 Tommies in foul trouble. Littleton, who started at the point, and Ted Braden started at the 5 at center, if you will, for St. Thomas. Norden on the line, shooting the bonus. Makes the second. Paul, Isaiah, Lavoie, Florian, and Ben Duell, who has the ball for the Tommies. Paul on the miss, Florian on the offensive glass. I'm not sure if he was shooting that up or doing a pass off the backboard for Ben Duell. Regardless, it can be down in the hands of Duell, and it's going to stay Tommy ball. Duell can't get the 3 to go. That's a rebound. Oh, a nice look ahead. Great pass from Jaden Norden to Dali Lombardi. Just a great look there from Norden for the streaking Lombardi. Duel squares up, front rim. That's into the hands of Josh Crocker. And now Norden against Ben Duel will look to go to work. Mismatch now on Harrison Florian. They switch back. Another nice pass inside. Can't finish was Mitchell Rutledge. Jaden Norden going to work now, showing off the passing skills. And Tyrese Paul shows off the long distance shot to put the Tommies up by 8. Norden guarded by Isaiah, gets the screen. Oh, shuffled the feet there. That almost had to be a travel, didn't it? Rutledge with the turnover. No one to pass to. Norden will go to the bench. Kurbanoff in. Also, Ethan Brownsey checks in for Mitchell Rutledge. Duel out. Villain in for Stu. Oh, pardon me. That was Lavoie out. Paul open again for 3. Makes it. Back-to-back three-pointers. Tyrese Paul. Tommy's now plus 11, 53-42. Crocker on the take. Villain. Going to the line will be Josh Crocker. Biting my tongue here a little bit because I said it enough today. The late whistle has thrown me off from Mr. Maxwell all afternoon. Did the women's game earlier as well. Jump ball. Villain and Kurbanov. Possession stays. UKC, under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Owen Amos checks in. Must be a tag on Amos's shirt that sticks out the side there. Paul with the knockaway. And Paul's going to pick up a foul for his efforts on that one. Will send UKC to the line. We saw in that comeback win that UKC had against the Tommies in Halifax. They were plus 11 on the free throw line. Tommies giving them free looks here for some free points. Not really the approach that we're after here if you're on the Tommy sideline. Kurbanoff misses, but we have a violation that will go over to St. Thomas. Paul will inbound for Villain. Owen Amos in the front court. Gaio Isaiah. In the corner is Villain for Harrison Florian. Paul, he's already made 2 from out there. Now he takes a 15-footer and makes that. 8 points this quarter for Tyrese Paul. Keying the Tommies, staying ahead of the UKC Blue Devils. And that's going to go as a turnover on UKC. Tommies plus 12 and with the ball. Paul will inbound. Be surprised to see Jaden Norden check back into this one pretty quickly. The Tommies score again, and they do. It's Owen Amos on the take. Lombardi. One dribble, goes nowhere. Crocker on the far side gets the screen from O'Rourke. Paul's going to pick up another foul. That'll be his third. Tommy's got to move their feet. Another chance for free points here for UKC. Crocker on the line, shoots it at a really high clip, 86%. That one rattles through. Crocker averaging almost 10 a game, along with 2.6 boards. Misses the second, but the rebound to O'Rourke. And Brownsy, but Brownsy is blocked by Harrison Florian out of bounds. Shot clock reset. I'm not sure why we got a reset on that one. Not sure why that's reset to 14. There was no Tommy possession. Having a tough time getting on the same page with the officials this afternoon. Not sure why. Not a respect for what they do. Try not to be too critical. Kurbanoff on the nice catch and finish on the reverse inside. Makes it an 11-point game, 40 seconds to go, quarter three. Amos for Gaio Isaiah. Nice pass from Paul to Amos. Needs a little more stick-em-wick-em on the fingers. Corral that pass. Nice cut. And nice pass, but through the fingers. 14 on the shot clock. Norden into the game against Evan Villain. To beat the shot clock was no good. Owen Amos on the rebound, but Lombardi takes it away from him and scores two. That's a big 2 points. Either way you look at it, Coach Hickey will not be happy with that one. 2 plays in a row. Owen Amos needs more stick-em-wick-em on the fingers. It'll bring us to the end of quarter number 3. Tommy's +9. Probably should have been +11. 57-48. And if +9 against UKC going into the fourth quarter sounds familiar, it was the same way in that game in Halifax in the fall. I'm going to take a short break. Be back with quarter number 4 momentarily. Back with fourth quarter action. St. Thomas men 57. UKC Blue Devils 48. Tommy's +9, as I said, going into the break. Tommy's were +9 in that game going into the fourth quarter in UKC. Does UKC have another 9-point comeback against the Tommies in them here in their return to play? Or can the Tommies fight through some of the foul trouble they have? And of course, without Alman Dervisevic, it's a little nagging issue he's dealing with. Out today. Can the Tommies close one out? And that's going to be a foul on Norden on the reach. Only Norden's second. Tommies, Paul, Florian, Amos, Lavoie, and Isaiah, the 5 on the floor. Florian on the catch. He's got a size advantage. He's going to spin and take that one. Soft shot, but it doesn't go. Fights for the rebound. Out off of Florian. We're going to go the other way. UKC ball. They can cut it to 7 or less with a score. Isaiah picking up Norden full court. He's been a wizard with the ball here in the second half. Some nice looking passes. Lombardi. That was O'Rourke in the corner. Crocker. Jande takes the 3, misses. Lavoie to the front court. Lavoie off glass and scores. Have to think that Lavoie and Isaiah, primary scoring options on the court now for the Tommies. On the drive, Norden, he's going to pick up a foul. And once again, it will be UKC going to the line. Chance to make up the deficit with the clock stopped. No, we're not going to the line. We're just going to inbound. It will be Norden on the inbound for Jande. Norden on the miss of the long one. Florian. That was deflected, but into the hands of Isaiah. Paul, he's made 2 3-pointers. That one rims out. Gets Kurbanoff quickly off the bench for Coach Stevenson. Crocker on the drive, goes nowhere, but there he is again, Corson O'Rourke. Isaiah on the drive picks up a foul. Kurbanov in. Crocker to the bench. Isaiah good on the first. And the second. Jande on the drive and spin. 7 on the shot clock. Kurbanoff. 2 to shoot, 1 to shoot. Doesn't get it off. Oh, yes, he did get it off. Florian on the spin move. Bucket's going to count. He's going to go to the line. It's going to be the push on the body. Foul will go on Lombardi, number 5. Lombardi will come out. Buckley with 4 fouls will come back in. Oh no, foul called on number 12. Foul goes on Jande. That's his 4th, so he will come out instead. Owen Amos out. Evan Villain in for the Tommies. So it's Villain, Paul, Florian who's on the line, Lavoie, and Isaiah for Stu. O'Rourke on the rebound. Lombardi on the catch. He's going to be out of bounds. So it's Buckley, Kurbanoff, Lombardi, Norden, and O'Rourke for UKC. Lavoie thought about the three. Outside Isaiah, he's going to shoot the three. Florian tips the rebound to Villain. Isaiah now step back two. That one's also a miss. Kurbanoff clears the glass and comes to the front court. Norden. That one doesn't go, but Kurbanoff on the offensive boards. Lavoie, Isaiah, Paul, Villain. He's going to take for two. Evan Villain. About a 15-foot jumper, maybe 12. Duel up off of the bench, ready to check in for St. Thomas. For the pass underneath, deflected. That's into the hands of O'Rourke. That's O'Rourke inside. Nice look for Lombardi. Paul slow to get up on that play. Seems to be okay on the far side. Lavoie, post for Florian. Florian's got height on anyone on the floor, and he just takes advantage of that with a turnaround jump shot. 67-56. Timeout UKC. Smart move by the Tommies. Use the mismatch in size with Florian. Get him a good look. He's able to convert. And now trailing by 11. UKC calls timeout. So as mentioned a couple times already, a couple dandy-looking games here tomorrow. MSVU men coming off that win this afternoon in St. John. Battle of two ranked teams on the women's side for first place in the conference. They both play similar up-tempo, in-your-face styles, do those women's team. Get here for that one. 1 o'clock start, 3 o'clock for the men. And then our next webcast action here, at least with Tommy Court Sports, will be volleyball action next weekend as the basketball team goes on the road to UMBSJ. Friday night, STU Women and Crandall at 7. Saturday, it's men's and women's volleyball versus Holland College. And Sunday, men's game volleyball versus Holland College. If you're a volleyball fan in St. Thomas, next weekend, chance to catch them here at home. I think that's the Tommy's men's final home games of the year. Women, I think, have one more. But check the schedule, acaa.ca for sure. Or gotommies.ca. New feature there recently, gotommies.ca/game day. All your game day info, lineups, links, all of that stuff. Right there, gotommies.ca/game day. Norden, three-pointer rims out, rebound, Villain. Duel, now Lavoie. No pressure yet from UKC, have to think that might be coming soon. They look to get back into this one. Florian, content to take the 14-footer. Bit ugly looking on that one. Lavoie hustles, but it is out off of Lavoie. Harrison Florian with a little giggle at whatever Coach Hickey just told him there. And have a foul on the floor. That's going to be Gallo's fourth. Isaiah will go to the bench with 4. Florian will go to the bench as well. Checking back in, Vince Littleton and Ted Braden. They each have 4. Foul trouble abounds for the Tommies. Buckley, who has the ball now, has 4 for UKC. Norden for 3. That one's a miss. Norden not happy with himself with a couple of misses. Braden, who just checked in on the nice pass from Ben Duell, finishes on the fast break. And again, it's timeout UKC. And down on the floor is Jaden Norden. Possible cramp issue. Looked like he came up a little funny after that last shot. I thought he wasn't happy with himself with the miss. It's like either cramp or foot issue. Walking it off now. You can be sure he's not going to want to come out of this game unless he absolutely has to. Does go behind the UKC bench, get a look at from the trainer. So it is Tommies by 13. With 5:11 to go here in quarter number 4. Tommy's looking to avenge an earlier season loss to these UKC Blue Devils. That was a comeback win for UKC. Depending on how you look at it, comeback win or a bit of a collapse from the Tommies. I know when I talked to Coach Hickey, what he told me was the Tommies just didn't guard well enough. But of course, that works both ways. Didn't guard well enough, or the offense just executed really well. Jande there gets to the rim. That was a little too easy. Braden, with 4 fouls, though, collects the glass. Lavoie on the nice take again and finish. Traveling violation on Kurbanov. And it is a turnover. Whistle on the floor here. I'm not exactly sure why. I believe we're asking for a towel to wipe off underneath the net where Lavoie took the tumble on the last possession. That looks to be exactly the case. Big streak of moisture there. Speaking of moisture, since I arrived here early this afternoon in the gym, appears to be some snow falling here in the capital city. Wish safe travels for those out and about, if you're out and about this evening, including MSVU, who's probably traveling up here from St. John today, and UKC, who is probably traveling to St. John after the game here. Wish them both well in their travels. Route 7 can be a tricky one by times. Let's hope all goes well in that drive. Crocker. Jande, he makes the 3. That's probably one, if you're the Tommies, you're going to give him. Makes about 1 out of 4 coming into this one, 27% on the season. Nice look inside. Lavoie to Braden. And that's going to be a foul on the shot. Ted Braden will go to the line to shoot 2. Braden shoots it better than 50% from the stripe. Right on cue, it's 1 of 2 for Ted Braden. We approach the 4-minute mark. Lombardi, Jande just made the 3. That is Buckley who loses the handle. Lavoie comes away with it. Lavoie is tripped up on his way to the rack. Lavoie has covered almost as much floor on his shorts here this afternoon as he has on his feet. Determined to get to the rim has been Jeffrey Lavoie all afternoon. I believe we're going to have a fifth foul timeout here. The player staying on the floor. That's 5 on 12. That's Jande. That's his fifth. So he's going to take a seat on the bench. Checking in will be Ethan Brownsey, number 24. So it'll be Brownsey, Crocker, Buckley, who has 4, Kurbanoff, and Lombardi. Conference leading scorer Jaden Norton just a couple moments ago, in play at least, went to the bench. It's what appeared to be a bit of a foot or cramp injury of some sort. Couple Tommy's possessions up and down the floor ago. Lavoie to the line. Good on the first. Stretches it out to 14 with 3:47 to go. Miss on the second. Lombardi on the rebound. Buckley guarded by Littleton. Kurbanoff. Rebound taken away by Villain, but knocked away by Buckley. The rookie Buckley, first year out of Citadel. Despite the foul trouble, he's been impressive here this afternoon, at least to me. Quickness, a little more experience in the league. Be interesting to see how he develops over his time at UKC. It's Isaiah Littleton. Paul, he's made a couple from that spot. Make that 3. On the drive, Kurbanoff blocked. 3 to shoot. Getting it up and beating the shot clock is Buckley. I like it when I say something nice about a player and he responds with a beautiful looking move. Almost make me look like I know what I'm talking about every once in a while up here. It's Isaiah, he's going to step back and make a 3. Tommy's now suddenly up 18. Well in control of this one, Zach Votor off the bench. Showtime here, Isaiah finishes with a flourish to make it an even 20 for the Tommies. Suddenly put on an offensive spurt here in the last few minutes. Buckley with the drive again, a nice finish for Xavier Buckley. Littleton, he's looking to get on the three-point act. But there's Paul on the board. Paul, 15 foot from the baseline. Tyrese Paul, the best game I've seen him have as a Tommy. Probably a season high for Paul. I think he was, if my math is correct, he's up around 13. Maybe even more as we are at a 20-point game, timeout on the floor, 1:51 to go. So it does, in fact, look like St. Thomas will hold on to this one. Not impossible to come back from 20 in under 2 minutes. However, take the opportunity to say if the Tommies do hold on, they will move to 7-2. The record still a 1 win behind the idle Holland College Hurricanes. Holland College, tough game on the slate tomorrow. Crandall Chargers will visit Holland College. That's going to be a 4 p.m. start. The Chargers team is a talented one. Haven't got results the last couple times out, losing to STU last weekend and Mount A earlier today. But they got out to a quick start. this season. Now sit with a 5-4 record. They will be looking to turn that around against that high-powered offense of the Hurricanes. They start letting loose that three-point barrage, which they're so very capable of. Be tough for anyone to stop. But you can bet Devon Glenn and company at Crandall be looking to do just that. Deflected by Amos into the hands of Braden. Tommies now with Vautour on the court. Amos. Tommies will run a little offense. Amos into the paint. Short-armed the shot. Stuck the nose in there and got his own rebound, though. Not a great pass there from Paul into the post for Braden, and it's picked off fairly easily by the Blue Devils. That was Rutledge on the pickoff. And up court the other way. Inbounding will be number 9, Liam Benza. That looks like Norden on the far side on the miss. It is Norden, so he's back in. The foot's looking okay. That's good to see. Don't like to see anyone injured. Vautour for 3 off the bench. No. Braden fights for the rebound. Doesn't pick up his 4th foul. Vautour moving the feet on defense against Buckley. Buckley by Vautour right to the rim. Taken away Owen Amos. Sent a little telegram ahead of that pass. Easy deflection for UKC. And it will be Norden coming off. Of course, UKC will go down the highway tomorrow. Take on UMBSJ. That's a game you can bet they're going to want to win. Both teams are going to want to win. So no sense having Norden on. Risk any injury, further injury here in the final minute of play. And a game well in hand for St. Thomas. With the loss, the Blue Devils will drop to 3-6. That will tie them with the 3-6 MSVU, who was victorious today at UNBSJ. Vautour, Isaiah, Paul has had a great game for St. Thomas. Takes the 2-pointer. Rebound, controlled by Benza. For Buckley. Buckley gets the better of Vautour, but now Vautour recovers to guard Rutledge. Vautour on the rebound. Into the final 10 seconds of action now here in the return of St. Thomas men's basketball to the UNB main gym, ACAA the Lady Beaverbrook gym, after 97 days. It is a successful return. Tommies really turned it on in quarter number 4. They will finish with a 20-point victory, 83-63. Led at the end of all 4 quarters against UKC. Wish UKC the best on their trip down to UMBSJ tomorrow for that game. Folks, as I mentioned multiple times, tomorrow right here, MSVU, women at 1, men at 3. Get here if you can. If not, I'm Bill Gibson. I'll be back on my privileged perch at the pit to have the call on ACAA.TV for you. Thanks again for tuning in, folks. Always a pleasure to bring these to you. Great work here also by Alice on the camera. Have a great day, folks. See you tomorrow.